Welcome to Take It from the Ironwoman. My name is Susanne Müller, your host and the Ironwoman. This podcast is about empowering yourself and others to make real changes in the world. You will hear from everyday, smart, sophisticated, hip people like you and me. Not everybody has to be an Ironwoman to impress the world. Together, we will learn from the sports and business leaders how you can become a more successful person as an entrepreneur or a leader. It's one step at a time, one day at a time. Take your steps now. Take your big steps now. Join me on this journey to success. Take it from the Ironwoman. We only have special guests, and today we go to Provence, to the southern part of France, with Cindy, and I'm trying to pronounce her name correctly. Eeckhout. I hope this is correct. We got connected, and we want to give a shout out to Dr. Summer Watson. She said the two of you should connect, and I know why. Because we both are coaches, we're both from Europe, we have so many things in common. The introduction that I want to give for Cindy is, it's Allegria Coaching. And when you look at that word, it's already joyous, lifting you up, and she brings a lot of joy into the world and into this podcast. I don't need to say more. Cindy, welcome, bienvenue. We want to hear from you from the travels that you had from or leaving Belgium to southern France for businesses, creating joy and sharing it with others. But give us your story. What is special about you and what can we learn from you?
Yes, thank you. First of all, thank you, Suzanne, for having me on your beautiful podcast. And also thank you, Summer, for having connected both of us. Very grateful for that. To give your listeners a little bit of an idea, I will go a little bit back to the past and tell a bit about my Joy of Life journey. So as you were telling, I was born in Belgium. After finishing my master's degrees in business engineering, I started to work in a corporate world. So this is what I first did. I was a sales manager there. I was responsible for a sales team of 10 people focusing on the top 100 companies, and I loved it. I spent like 8 years there, really growing, learning, thriving. But the most important part is that I met my husband there. After 8 years, we decided together to follow our heart and to leave Belgium and to go all the way to Provence to create a life and a business really, aligned with our dream. As you were telling, we have been creating different companies. So in total, 4 different companies in the last 20 years. 2 things are very special. That first of all, the word Alegria, and this is a Spanish word of joy of life. This is where this joy of life is always coming back into everything I do and say. Alegria will be the word that will be in every company. And there's a second thing also, that Alegria will always reflect another kind of expression of joy. I will just point out a little bit the 4 different companies. First of all, the first one was Allegria B&B. And this is for us the joy of life and experiencing this joy of life by being present, by connecting with people worldwide, and by just sharing the beauty of the Provence. The second one was like 10 years later, Allegria Art Boutique. This is where I've got a lot of beautiful jewelry because this is what I love.
And she has always the most beautiful, exquisite, elegant, I don't even find the words, but jewelry. And I'm always like, where does she get those jewelries from? But we know you had a boutique. So I really enjoy that. It's the beauty and the Allegria that I get from that.
Thanks for mentioning that. It's true. It was like an art boutique. There was jewelry, but not only jewelry. There was also art and decoration, but everything was handmade. This was for us the joy of giving. And then in 2020, COVID hit. When COVID hit, it was like everything stopped. So the world stood still, but also our 2 businesses. And I can tell that this was for us quite a challenging time because never ever we thought about this scenario. And this made us think of creating a 3rd company. We were thinking, what are we going to do? While we like to help people. We speak different languages like you. We come from another country. Know what it is if you come to live in another country. We love houses. So we decided to create Allegria Real Estate. With Allegria Real Estate, we wanted to help people to find not just a house, but a home. And this for us was a joy of living. And the last company, this is Allegria Coaching. And this is what I do today. This is empowering driven businesswomen to work smarter in one hand time, to prioritize self-care, because I think it's so important in life, so they can create more time, freedom, and energy to really do what they love. But most importantly, without sacrificing their success, their joy, and their well-being, because they're so important in the world. So this is a little bit the journey of the 4 companies we had. Maybe I should add on top of that you give this story. Of course, it looks beautiful and it is beautiful, but I must tell to the listeners as well that whatever journey you're taking, there will be always challenges. For me, the biggest challenge, it was first the COVID one, that you really have to reinvent yourself. For me, the second one was that in 2022, when everything was open again, and at that time we had 3 companies, so the B&B, the Art Boutique, and the real estate. At that time, everything went well. And we were on top of, it was really the best year ever. But at the inside, I felt really like completely overstretched. I felt completely overwhelmed, and I just wasn't aligned anymore with my joy. And this is a little bit where my breakdown became my breakthrough. I decided like, okay, success without alignment isn't success anymore. It's like, getting a little bit silent burnout. That is for me, not only there I created the Joy of Life method with my Allegria coaching, but we decided also to stop 2 of the companies, because at a certain time, sometimes you have to simplify and prioritize what truly matters. And we loved doing the B&B, but we did it for 20 years, and it just felt right to do something else, and for me, aligned with this Joy of Life. And having had all these experiences, not only in the corporate world, like you did as well, but then having like 20 years of entrepreneurship and being a mom of 2 beautiful sons and having a partner and having all these different hats as a woman, this were for me the foundation of my Joy of Life method. I'm very grateful for this journey because it brought me where I am today and where I fully embrace this joy and where I really want to share it with everybody, because it is the basis in life to feel this beautiful joy. And we talked about it. You just can't find joy. You have to create it. And this is what I do day to day with my clients.
Sounds like a fantastic story and glamorous in a way. We all know I moved from Switzerland to the United States. You leave many things back, like family, friends. So you need to create something new. And then you created new businesses. This is not so easy. But what I also hear from you is it's about making it happen. But then sometimes we need to say no to things in order to have more joy of life. The joie de vivre, as they say in French, is such a beautiful word. It seems like mindfulness, joie de vivre, that you can also enjoy it. And it's not about making more money, having a bigger house. It's about that joy of life.
It is completely. And when you were telling about moving and changing from a country or having sometimes challenges in your job or whatever, there are 2 things that I think are important and that I really realized that keep you more calm in challenging times. It's first of all, it's clarity, and clarity, the things that are important to you. And if you have this clarity, then you will see your energy will change, because thanks to this clarity, the stress that you will have of challenging times, the stress and overwhelm will reduce. And when you have stress reducing, you will see that your productivity and your creativity will be boosted. And this is a combination that I learned, like, okay, when times are not like I wanted, and it can happen to everyone. So we don't decide what's going to happen. And if things are happening, just start to be clear on what truly is important for you. When you know that, just feel the calm and stress going down, and just enjoy this creativity again, and always follow your heart and feel what your guts is telling you, because sometimes it's much more telling than you want to admit.
We are so much in our heads. We think, we label, we analyze, and we need all those spreadsheets. it's not necessary, because somebody once said the heart is not lying. So the heart and the gut is not lying. We know what is good for us, but sometimes I think we're also afraid. We know in a way what we want or what we don't want.
What I like when you were telling, like, we're so much in our minds, and we talked also about mindfulness. And what I like is when we talk about mindfulness, it's all about creating intentional awareness, thoughts, emotions, and environment. But for me, mindfulness, it will calm the mind. So for me, it's very important in whatever you do, especially for high achievers and leaders. It's so important to have this mindfulness. So it calms your mind. And what I like is the link with mindfulness and joy, because joy, while mindfulness is calming your mind, joy will fill your heart. If you work simultaneously on both of them, you have like a superpower. This is, for me, so foundational. And I always say, like, joy, it is not the result of success, but for me, it's the foundation of it. And you can get there thanks to mindfulness. So for me, mindfulness, it's like opening the space and joy fills it. For me, this is like such a beautiful combination.
And the beautiful picture, how you explain it. And if your mind is full, you cannot be mindful, and especially with yourself, if you have those negative thoughts. So it's a change of mindset, and to be also become more joyful. I can only say, as a runner, sometimes you say, I have to run 5 miles. Well, if you change even the words, I get to run 5 miles, it changes, and you're like, oh, I'm honored to go outside and run versus I have to go and run. So the energy is shifting.
It's true what you're telling. Words are so important. And if you're not aware of it, your words, like we know, they become the words are your thoughts and your thoughts become things. If you shift what you were telling about the running, make it a positive or a neutral word, but not a negative word, everything will be much more harder and weighting on your shoulders. So mindset, it's, for me, it's more important than skills, because skills, whatever you're doing, you can learn. Everybody, we can learn everything if we want it, if we're passionate about it. But it's the mindset that will shift everything. And it all starts with there. The mindset, the mindfulness, it's the basis of success.
Everybody wants to be successful, but we also have to do the work. And if we do it in a joyful way, success might come easier. But to go back to my question about the fear, is it sometimes that people are fearful? They're like, oh my God, I could become successful. So the fear of success is also there. Or what do you see in your clients?
Yes, of course. Sometimes there is a fear of success, the fear of being seen, but also the fear of failure. That's also a very important one. These fears are just feelings because it's what they think. It's not what others think. And if you know that and you go a little bit deeper with your clients and you ask the right questions about this fear, it can quite quickly disappear. That's a nice part of it. But if you don't work on your fear, it will get worse and worse and worse. It is mostly linked also to limiting beliefs of our past, limiting beliefs of what our, in general, parents or teacher told us. And if they keep this image of ourselves so low and we believe what was said so many years ago, we will have this limiting belief, and then this fear will always pop up. Again, this is why I'm so grateful to be in contact with you and with so many other coaches, because it does make a difference. Because sometimes this is the blind spot. We don't even sometimes, we feel some fears, but we don't see the limiting beliefs. We don't see sometimes that we're in victim mode. But when you have somebody who is mirroring you things, it goes so much further. And especially with limiting beliefs and fear, it can really shift so quickly. You just have to have the right questions. You listen to your heart and you find the right answers, and the fear can really melt away.
Oh, I like melt away. Sounds like all will be good. It's you, the client, has to do the work and has to show up. I also feel you need to invite that joy into your life. So again, if you're too much in your head, you don't listen to your heart, it might be much harder. Is that a fair assumption?
Yes, this is a fair assumption. First of all, whatever you do in life, you have to be committed and consistent. So you have to show up. That's for sure. Then the second thing, if you're too much in your head and not enough in your heart, it changes everything. What I help people to do is just to listen to their heart. And if we talk about joy, as we discussed already together as well, I do believe that joy, it is really not found in the future. It is created in the now. So, and when I say create, I mean, you have to work a little bit for it. You have to do something about it. The nice thing is it's available for everything, for everybody in the world, but you really have to create it. And this is where your heart helps you. And this is where mindfulness will help you. It's just like being aware in a moment and just listen what is important for you and just do the things that you like and take a little bit of time for yourself. So me, self-care, I connect it also with the mindfulness, the self-care and the joy. It is the basis. And if you work and take care of yourself, you can take care much more better of other people. So it all starts with that and doing intentional things for you. And I always say, start with a morning ritual. And there are three ingredients. There is, first of all, everything about meditation, but also breathing and gratefulness. And if you can combine those three ingredients, and if you can add up what you like most, some sportive activities with it, you will, at that time in the morning, you're working already on your complete health, mental, physical, emotional, and spiritual. And this will really fuel you. And this is the only little work you really have to do, because this will give you the energy for the day. And then you can give energy back. So yes, this is a thing that you have to create. It's different for everybody. I'm just saying what are some things you can do, but you just decide if you prefer to run like you, or to swim, or to bike because you love them all, or if you just prefer to dance, or whatever you like to do, it's fine. But it just has to fill you inside with energy, and it has to give you a big smile. And when you do that, you know you are on the right path.
What do you do to rejuvenate your batteries? Because it's also you're giving so much, you're exuding the joy. How do you feel the joy for yourself?
For me, it's very easy. This is the nice part about joy or energy and refill yourself. There are different ways. I've got different ways, but the most easy one, especially during a day, if I've got a very busy day and quite some meetings, for me, it's taking an intentional pause before another meeting. And I live here in a beautiful place in the Provence where we have a lot of nature. I just go outside or walk a bit if I have the time. If I don't have a lot of time, only 5 minutes, I sit outside and I watch nature. I watch the trees, the birds, and everything, and or just listening to water that is outside. It's so beautiful. So for me, this is enough to energize me before a new meeting, like a small little break. Apart from that, I also love people. So seeing and talking with like-minded people, it always energizes me. And with that, traveling as well. Yeah, together with my husband and our kids, we love to travel and see different cultures and experience different things. But this is the long run energizing. Every day I do travel with my clients because they're from all over the world, but I can't travel like every week. So, but if I could choose, it would be like big travels and really traveling while working. But apart from that, it's just taking an intentional break and going to nature. And this is for me the most simple thing you can do, but it's so efficient. So if you have the occasion from time to time to go into nature, and if you can't, just do a little bit of breathing or just drop everything. Don't watch your computer, your mails, your texts or your LinkedIn's or whatever on your phone. Leave everything behind and just be present. That's the best way to energize. And sport, of course, because I know sport, for me in my life, it's also important. I love to swim and we have a beautiful lake here nearby. When I swim, I just forget everything. So I just swim and swim in the lake. And this is something you just don't do when you have a 5 minutes break. But now it's summertime here and and even in wintertime, you can go and swim there and just enjoy the water. And for me, this is calming me. And when I'm in water, I'm like complete zen. But everybody has to find their thing. So, and I admire you that you do so intense sports And it's your identity, but this strengthens you because it strengthens the resilience. And I really love the journey that you did on that side.
Thank you so much. Let's finish on this high note and Zen note. I see you swimming. I envy you swimming in the lake. I grew up on a beautiful lake and I love to swim there. So thank you so much, Cindy, for giving us a glimpse into joie de vivre, joy of life.
Thank you. Merci beaucoup, Suzanne. And looking forward to stay connected because I really love what you're doing. Thank you, Suzanne.
Thank you. What a joyful conversation. Let's make it Zen. What is Zen for you? How do you create joy? How do you invite joy into your lives? Take it from the Ironwoman. We have episodes every Monday. Come and join us. Create joy, learn with others, learn from others, travel with others. And also get the book, Take It From the Ironwoman, Global Business Coaching with Sports Parallels. Download it or get it in your local bookstore. And also like and subscribe to this podcast on the platform you're listening to this podcast to. Thank you so much and bye-bye. We'll see you next time.